Hello students, so welcome to the lecture class of biopotential recorders. Right, so today in this lecture we'll be learning about electroencephalogram, that is EEG. So electroencephalogram is a recording of electrical activity of brain. The electrical activity is the brain is the account of firing of millions of neurons within the brain, and the resultant electrical signals are picked up from multiple electrodes placed on the scalp. So basically, you can take a scalp is another name for the top of the head where the hair grows. This activity is usually recorded over a small period of time, usually for the duration of around half an hour only, right? And the main applications of EEG is in diagnosing epilepsy. Means a person suffering from epilepsy attack has a different EEG pattern as compared to standard normal EEG. Electroencephalograph is also used to diagnose coma and other disorders of brain on account of injury or illness. EEG is also used to monitor depth of anesthesia during surgery. EEG signals are also being used to design brain-computer interfaces and have futuristic applications such as control of machines by thought process. Right? EEG signals are also used additionally to verify brain death. Right? So coming to the EEG lead system, okay, sometimes it is also called as a 1020 electrode placement system. For EEG, 1020 means that is a percentage of the surface area where the electrodes are placed on the scalp, right? So the most popular scheme of placing the surface electrodes, so in case of your EEG, basically the electrodes which are used are silver chloride discs. Okay, and these discs are placed on the scalp. Okay, the arrangement, whatever the disc arrangement is there, it is called as 1020 electrode placement system, so which is suggested by International Federation of EEG Societies. So in this case, the head is saved. Okay, and then the scalp is mapped by 4 points, that is Nasion, Enion, left preauricular point and the right preauricular point. So you can see it from the figure. Okay, so whatever the mapping is made, it has been mapped into the scalp is divided into 4 different points, that is Nasion, Enion, left preauricular point and the right preauricular point. Okay, and then 3 electrodes are placed, one in the frontal lobe, one in the central lobe and one in the parietal lobe. By measuring the Nasion Enion distance via the vertex and marking the points on the saved head at 10%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20% and 10% of its length. Similarly, 5 electrodes are placed on either side, 2 in the frontal lobe, 2 in the temporal lobe and 1 in the occipital lobe. Okay, by measuring the Nasion Enion distance via the temporal lobes and marking the points on the saved head at 10%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20% and 10% of this length on either side. And the remaining 6 electrodes, okay, 2 in the frontal lobe, 2 in the central lobe and 2 in the parietal lobe are placed on the peripheries of the circles joining these electrodes. Thus there are 19 electrodes on the scalp plus 1 electrode for grounding the subject. Okay, so usually whatever the 1 electrode is there, it is usually placed on the ear lobes. Okay, so 19 electrodes are placed on the scalp and one the reference, that is a ground electrode. Okay, it is placed on the ear lobe. So totally it makes, it consists of 20 electrodes. So okay, so depending upon this percentage or measuring how the scalp has been divided, it is popularly called as 1020 EEG electrode system, right? Then coming to the EEG machine. Okay, so the basic block diagram of your ECG machine with both analog and digital components, okay, is represented in the figure. Okay, so from the user you can observe whatever the first point is there, it is the montages, the basic block. Okay, So montage is a pattern of electrodes on the head and the channels they are connected to, it is called as a montage. And montages are always symmetrical. The reference electrode is generally placed on a non-active site such as the forehead or the earlobe. EEG electrodes are arranged on the scalp according to a standard known as 1020 system adopted by American EEG Society. Okay, then we have our electrode montage selector. Electrode montage selector. So EEG signals are transmitted from the electrodes to the head box, which is labeled according to the 1020 system, and then to the montage selector. The montage selector on analog EEG machine is a large panel containing switches that allow the user to select which electrode pair will have signals subtracted from each other to create an array of channels of output called montage. Right? Each channel is created in the form of the input from one electrode minus the input from a second electrode. The advantage of recording EEG in several montages is that each montage displays different spatial characteristics of the same data. Next we have a preamplifier. Every channel has an individual multi-stage AC coupled very sensitive amplifier with differential input and adjustable gain in a wide range. Its frequency response can be selected by a single stage passive filters. The preamplifier used in electroencephalographs must have high gain and low noise characteristics because the EEG potentials are small in amplitude. In addition, the amplifier must have very high common mode rejection to minimize stray interference signals from power lines and other electrical equipments. Right? Then we have our sensitivity control. Okay. The overall sensitivity of EEG machine is the gain of the amplifier multiplied by the sensitivity of the writer. Thus, if the writer sensitivity is 1 cm per volt, the amplifier must have an overall gain of 20,000 for a 50 microvolt signal. Right? Then the various stages are capacitor coupled. An EEG machine has two types of gain controls. One is continuously variable and it is used to equalize the sensitivities of all channels, and the other controls and another control operates in steps and is meant to increase or reduce the sensitivity of a channel by a known amount. Okay, then you have filters. Low pass filters and high pass filters are used to eliminate or remove additional unwanted bioelectrical signals from the muscles nearer to the EEG electrodes. Some EEG machines have a notch filter sharply tuned at 50 Hz to eliminate the mains frequency interference. Then we have our writing part. The writing part of an EEG machine is usually of the ink type direct writing recorder. The best types of pen motors used in EEG machines have a frequency response of about 90 Hz. Okay, then we have channels. An electroencephalogram is recorded simultaneously from an array of many electrodes. The record can be made from bipolar or monopolar leads. The electrodes are connected to separate amplifiers and writing systems. And commercially EEG machines have up to 32 channels, although 8 channel or 60 channels are more common. Okay, so coming to the next one, that is your EEG evoked potential. Right. So when a stimulus is deliberately applied to the subject to observe its effect on the EEG recording, the recorded potential is called evoked potential. Okay. Most commonly used stimuli are visual, auditory, and electrical in nature. Right. So coming to just as an example, just will have one like visual evoked potential. So here the patient or the subject visual field is stimulated and the resulting visual evoked response is observed in the EEG. This visual stimulus is provided either by flashing lights or checkerboards on a video screen that flickers between black on white to white on black, thereby inverting the contrast. Okay, it means that the white ones become black and the black one becomes white. Okay, so in case if you want to detect blindness in patients who cannot communicate, for example in babies or in animals, visual evoked potentials are particularly useful. In case the subject's brain is not receiving any signal from his eyes, then there will not be any change in the EEG potentials even after repeated stimulation in visual fields. Okay, then the uses of your EEG. So it is a standard for evaluation of cardiac arrhythmia. The 12-lead ECG stands at the center of risk stratification for patients with suspected acute myocardial infarction. It can be useful for detecting electrolyte disturbances, example potassium or calcium, allows the detection of conduction abnormalities. Okay, as a screening tool for ischemic heart diseases during an cardiac stress test, can suggest non-cardiac diseases. Okay, and the applications of your EMG. So basically if you check it, electromyogram, okay, it is used in the field of electrophysiological testing, clinical neurophysiology, neurology, plus it is used in psychiatry. And the electrodes which are used for your electromyogram are, there are two different types of electrodes which are used in EMG measurements. One is your surface electrode and or the needle electrodes, right? So surface electrodes, usually they are used, okay, where the signal has to be picked up from the surfaces or the surface of your skull, and the needle electrodes are used when the signal has to be picked up, okay, from your tissues. Okay, in that case the needle electrodes are inserted into the tissues or they are placed nearer to the tissues to make the electrical activity of your muscles or to make the electrical activity of your the respective part or your the muscles or the tissues. Either they are placed inserted into the tissues or they are placed closer to the tissues. Okay, means if you want to make it measure the electrical potentials, okay, beneath the surface of your skin, then we are going for needle electrodes. Or if you are measuring the signal from the surface of your skin, then it is done with the help of your surface electrodes. Okay, thank you.